Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thanks for being here to visit with us. I got a couple questions. Today there are more than 1,000 species that are listed as endangered by Fish and Wildlife Service, even more considered threatened. And yet in the 40-year history of the Endangered Species Act, only 30 species have actually been delisted because they've been recovered. So to me, this demonstrates clear failure of a policy that was established to provide for the recovery of imperiled plants and animals. So my question has to do with implementation. I think the implementation of the Endangered Species Act is notoriously inconsistent. In their 2013 resolution, the Western Governors Association identified 7 key goals that your agency should consider. The first was to require clear, measurable recovery parameters. In Wyoming, there have been several cases where your agency has changed population requirements multiple times through the listing process. They're moving targets, and they compromise our state's ability to engage in meaningful conservation activities. And one example is the grizzly bear. The agency has continued to move the goalpost for grizzly bear recovery. Management of the bears, which are recovered, costs the state of Wyoming more than $1.5 million a year in conflict resolution and damage investigations, landowner compensation. I mean, isn't it fair to say that if the agency continues to use these moving targets for population, it not only creates a financial burden for the states, but it also fosters a sense of distrust with the agency?
Well, it might not surprise you that we maybe have a little bit of a disagreement about whether there are moving targets, Senator. I certainly think with the grizzly bear, we have not. We have an interagency grizzly bear committee, which it has been a 20-year success story. It involves all of the states and all of the federal agencies, and they have a technical team and committee that works together to identify the recovery objectives, and we've held to those recovery objectives. We proposed the bear. We delisted the bear, actually, in 2007, and we unfortunately lost in a lawsuit. But we have worked, again, with our state partners to come back, and we're literally on the precipice of another proposal to delist the species. I think we'll be successful. But we've not, in my opinion, changed goalposts. I would say that the law requires us to use best available science, which means in the course of a 20-year recovery plan, can you learn new things? Do you have new science that you have to respond to? And the answer is yes. So do we have to change recovery targets sometimes? Yes, because we have an obligation to use the best available science as we make these decisions, and we learn over the course of 10 or 20 or 30 years. But we try to do that in concert with our state and other partners. Can we do better? I suspect we can do better, and I hope you see in us a commitment to do that.